Way too often, firefighters left without water as hydrants went dry.
They are not designed to fight wildfires. A firefight with multiple fire hydrants drawing water from the system for several hours is unsustainable.
Water! Officials say they weren't able to fill tanks fast enough, which would have helped with the water pressure. Something NBC's Morgan Chesky saw firsthand.
Out of every fire hydrant you've seen, what have you found?
Right now, we're finding most of them are down or low pressure.
If you had a hydrant for this building,
If we had a hydrant for this building, we might have been able to save the back house.
Even though that is not mentioned in any part of the Bible, this seems like the end of this in LA. Satellite images reveals a jaw-dropping images of how entire communities in LA reduced to ashes. And it seems to be there's no slowing down to this wind and fire disaster right now. And this has become the most destructive fire disaster to hit Los Angeles ever, and one of the most expensive in US history too. According to the authorities, fire across the Los Angeles area, including one that broke out in Hollywood Hills, scorched more than 55 square miles and put roughly 179,000 people under evacuation orders. According to officials, at least 10 people are dead, thousands of structures were destroyed, and over 60,000 more were threatened Thursday as strong winds famed blaze in densely populated parts of Southern California. Officials says the largest blaze, the Palisades fire, was 6% contained as of Thursday night. According to the California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection, or CAL FIRE, residents described sweeping devastation, harrowing escapes, and losing their homes, while photos show stunning scenes of destructions. The Palisades fire in Los Angeles has killed 2 people and grown to cover over 31 square miles, likely destroying thousands of structures, according to the officials. The Eastern fire in the hills above Altadena and in the northern Los Angeles County has killed 3 people and burned more than 21 square miles. Between 4,000 and 5,000 structures were believed to have been destroyed or damaged. The Kenneth fire enacted in the Woodland Hills neighborhood of Los Angeles on Thursday and grew to 960 acres, according to CAL FIRE. The Sunset fire, which erupted Wednesday in Hollywood Hills, prompted a new round of mandatory evacuations and threatened iconic landmarks. By Thursday, all evacuation orders for the fire were lifted and the blaze had been fully contained, according to officials. At least 10 killed in Southern California, Wildfire Coroner's Office says. The Los Angeles County Coroner's Office announced Thursday night that it has confirmed at least 10 deaths from the wildfires burning in Southern California. The Department of Medical Examiner received notification of 3rd fire-related deaths as of 9 p.m. on January 9th. The agency said in a statement on its website. The update comes after Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna said in a news briefing earlier Thursday evening that at least 5 people had died in the wildfire. 3 in the Eastern fire and 2 in the Palisades fire. Firefighters' aircraft collides with drone while battling Palisades fire. A firefighting plane struck a drone Thursday while battling the Palisades fire. Officials confirmed the aircraft landed safely and nobody was injured. CAL FIRE spokesperson Christopher Thomas told CBS News the Canada CL415, nicknamed a Super Scooper, had 2 people on board, a pilot and a lookout. Thomas said the drone put a hole in the left wing of the plane, causing it to be indefinitely grounded, he disclosed. Following the collision, CAL FIRE grounded all firefighting aircraft in the area for 15 to 30 minutes to ensure the airspace was safe. The FAA confirmed in a statement it was investigating the incident and reminds pilots that interfering with firefighting effort is punishable by up to a year in prison and a fine of up to $75,000. In summary, wildfire in Los Angeles have killed at least 10 people, as officials warn more high winds could further fan the flames. 5 fires are still burning, and a man has been detained on suspicion of starting the latest. But the local fire chief tells the BBC there is currently no conclusive evidence that the wildfires were started deliberately. Los Angeles County Sheriff Robert Luna says it has not been safe to reach many of the hardest hit areas, with some expecting the death toll to rise. An alert was mistakenly sent to every cell phone in Los Angeles, warning that a blaze was about to sweep through. Workers are destroying roads to stop the flow of gas fueling the flames. Our reporters in Los Angeles write, "We are not out of danger," LA Fire Chief. A little earlier, Los Angeles Fire Department Chief Kristen Crowley warned that high winds would continue to make firefighting efforts difficult overnight. "We are not out of danger," Crowley told the press during a briefing. "You can see the active fires that are burning with strong winds that are going to continue throughout the night. I can tell you and assure you that firefighters and first responders remains focused on protecting lives and property. We urge the public to help us." A red flag warning, which means critical fire condition, remains in place into Friday across Los Angeles and Southern California. This is due to the strong Santa Ana winds, together with very low humidity and temperatures a few degrees above average. Plus, Southern California is in a severe drought at the moment, having had little rain so far this winter. But it is a constantly changing situations, and these warnings are being frequently updated by the U.S. National Weather Service, where you can keep up to update. The winds are now strengthening again in the area. The strongest are expected across the mountains and throughout the valleys, with damaging gusts reaching up to 75 miles per hour. More generally, there will be moderate to strong gusting winds, with gusts around 40 to 50 miles per hour. This means it is an extremely dangerous situation, as with such dry vegetation and the gustiness of the winds, fires can develop and spread rapidly. So as we can see, this is really devastating, and this has been the most destructive fire in the history of the US. So a lot of lives are at stake, properties are at stake, everything is at stake right now. So we are going to look out for some of the families that lost everything in the fire, and we look at some of the medias on the ground that are looking into this and interview these families to see how far they have got to or how far they have reached.
Is there anything we can do to help you, sir?
You can take these paintings, I guess.
But this is like a hurricane in the middle of a brush fire. You've got people right there. Is that a homeowner that's trying to leave? Is this your house?
Yeah.
Which is your house?
Yeah, this is our house. Backyard's on fire. I'm out of here.
Oh my gosh. So what happened? Is there anything we can do to help you, sir?
You can take these paintings, I guess. I can't ride with these.
Listen, I'll take them for you. I work at NBC.
Thank you.
I'll make sure you get them. But we've got these from you. You come and find them for me at NBC. But again, so here you see.
I'm taking my bike out. See you guys.
Okay, someone leaving. He just told me, this gentleman, that his home is on fire. His backyard's on fire.
This area of Altadena has become an absolute wasteland. You've got rows and rows of homes that have burned. You've got some homes that are still standing, but it's just a matter of time.
This was the moment the sun rose over the fire raging above Pasadena, but you'd never know it because the dawn disappeared in the smoke.
Again, you hear those explosions. So many of these homes, there is no hope.
But against the odds and Mother Nature, some stayed doing everything they could to fight back.
There are people still here trying to fight this fire with garden hoses. There is still water in this area, but with this much destruction, it almost seems futile. You were here fighting by yourself, right?
Yes.
How long have you been out here?
I've been out here since 4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Yes.
trying to protect your home.
Yes.
You now have a full, contingent of firefighters here.
Yes.
It seems like it's right in the nick of time.
Way too often, firefighters left without water as hydrants went dry.
They are not designed to fight wildfires. A firefight with multiple fire hydrants drawing water from the system for several hours is unsustainable.
Water!
Officials say they weren't able to fill tanks fast enough, which would have helped with the water pressure. Something NBC's Morgan Chesky saw firsthand.
Out of every fire hydrant you've seen, what have you found?
Right now, we're finding most of them are down or low pressure.
If you had a hydrant for this building,
If we had a hydrant for this building, we might have been able to save the back house.
Our worst fear happened, so that's all right. We're survivors. We'll get through it. We'll build another home. But we lost more than me. We've always missed fires, just like the one we had in early December. The winds were blowing towards this house, and then the wind shifted. We said, well, we got through another fire season, but this is the only fire season I've seen in Malibu that had two fires in one season. They gotta see stuff.
I watched this house burn down live on the news while I was at work. So just to kind of make it real and see what was here. I didn't expect to find much, but there's a few keepsakes. Yeah, this was a beautiful home. looks like my spin bike's in there. It's still there. You know, it's not like we just lost our house. Everybody lost their house.
Gone. Just absolute. It's the further you go up, it's just an absolute wasteland. It's just stunned, shocked, speechless.
It's the worst thing I've seen. It looked like a bomb just went off over here. Like, that's the only way I can describe it.
I can't explain how we're feeling right now. It's so heartbreaking, and just like seeing our home go down, our memories, our just everything about it. Yeah, we're hurting a lot. Our neighborhood, our city.
Are you worried about these winds? I mean, are you worried for your life?
Oh, my car is ready to go, so.
Got it.
If this gets too bad, I'm out of here. But I'm just trying to, until the firefighters get here, you know.
Do you think that the firefighters will be able to get here? We just saw a ladder truck work in that area, and then they pulled back.
They're overworked. It's hard to tell, you know. But every little bit helps here, you know.
Look at this firefighter. He has not given up.
He's not going to give up.
Just feet away from these flames, and he is going to make sure he.
Sorry, Alex. So we saw he's there. We saw another firefighter come up trying to help give him a little bit more slack on his hose, but it's just one guy. One guy.
It is, Lynette, and there's other resources out here, but everybody's taking a house. There's like 2 or 3 guys that are spread out because they're trying to stay ahead of the flames. Now, here comes another firefighter to try to help him out, and here comes CAL FIRE coming into the scene as well. This is a big mutual aid. Riverside County Fire Department just pulled in here. So there was a call on the radio just a short time ago before you guys came to me that basically said, we need extra help out here, and these guys started mobilizing and moving into the neighborhood. But look, you can see this. This is what these firefighters do. Just a moment ago, this thing was flaming. This guy was not going to give up. I don't know his name, but this firefighter stood his ground, and he was just shielding himself with that palm tree. And look at this. He was able, as of now, to save this home right here.
There are now 6 fires burning at this hour. One of them, the Eaton fire, racing into densely packed neighborhoods, destroying homes, businesses, multiple schools, a nursing home there. The death toll rising across the region, at least 5 people killed, and there are reports tonight of multiple significant injuries. ABC's Kana Whitworth here in California, too.
Tonight, that deadly Eaton fire raging out of control in Altadena, California. East of the Palisades fire, the blaze racing down the mountains into densely packed communities, killing at least 5. Many more injured, including a firefighter. The inferno taking out everything in its path. Homes, businesses, schools.
This is an elementary school. The building is starting to now completely fall apart. It's being pushed by these heavy winds, and as it moves, it is turning, as you can see, day into night. Pitch black down that way.
With barely any time to escape and the fire closing in, that assisted living facility evacuated. Seniors with oxygen tanks and wheelchairs, some in hospital beds, embers flying around them.
Oh, this is falling. Oh, man, the whole wall just fell down over there.
I was there just hours later. The facility gutted.
As this wind picks up again, you're getting a really good idea of these embers and how they're flying through the air. We are utterly surrounded by fire.
Tonight, that fire exploding to more than 10,000 acres. The winds erratic, nearing 100 miles an hour. Tens of thousands of homes threatened. Neighbors desperately fighting to save their property. Some stationed on rooftops. Armola just minutes ago in that devastated community.
This is really neighbors helping neighbors. You see some here with garden hoses doing what they can as firefighters have been stretched incredibly thin in these neighborhoods.
In another neighborhood, the Symington family losing everything.
All the stuff that's here is replaceable. People are not. So having the family is the most important thing.
Gust hurricane-force winds unleashing fires across Southern California at this hour. These are the images coming in right now. Authorities are calling this a, quote, particularly dangerous situation, a fast-moving wildfire racing through Pacific Palisades. Tens of thousands racing to evacuate homes already lost tonight. Fire breaking out on a hilltop west of Los Angeles, already burning across more than 1,200 acres. Firefighters racing to the scene, some deployed ahead of time. They knew the winds were going to be dangerous. The fire spreading quickly, destroying this truck. So many families racing to get out tonight after James Woods posting this video of flames near his home. Everyone in Pacific Palisades told to leave, many caught in traffic jams, some leaving on foot tonight, grabbing only what they could. And tonight, the winds are expected to only strengthen overnight, a dangerous night ahead. ABC's chief national correspondent, Matt Gutman, leading us off. He's on the scene in California tonight.
Tonight, the Palisades fire burning homes and forcing thousands to run for their lives. The fire erupting in the Pacific Palisades foothills west of Los Angeles around 10:30 local time. Fire trucks racing to the scene, aircraft attacking it from above.
We threw everything we had at it really quick. We knew that if we didn't get it in 20 minutes, it would go to hundreds of acres.
But those efforts, no match for those devastating Santa Ana winds.
Just in the past couple of seconds since we've been here, this fire has crested this little hill we're on. The entire basin here is engulfed in flames. You can see it all the way down to the ocean behind me. That's where that light is. You can see that fire right now taking over that pile of leaves and debris, and behind us the bulk of that massive fire now taking over most of this northern part of Pacific Palisades.
The entire population of Pacific Palisades ordered to evacuate, traffic gridlocked for miles. Drivers stuck beside burning hillsides, some setting out on foot, vehicles catching fire.
What's going on up there? Houses on fire up on the corner and all the way down that street.
Megan Garman, her daughter, and their dog evacuating on foot after they abandoned their vehicle.
Well, the smoke just got really bad, so I just started packing up all of our stuff and we got in the car to go. And then all the cars were abandoned, so I had nowhere to go, so I just had to get out of my car and start walking. The smoke is so bad.
Authorities helping the family to safety. Actor James Woods posting this video of flames near his home.
We've got a lot of planes going over, dropping water, but
You can see how that wind is casting the embers, sending that fire right into that house just above that stand of trees in there.
Firefighters in an all-out battle to save this shopping center, pulling hoses right through businesses, and even using buckets at one point to stop the spread. The fire danger throughout Southern California critical because of a Santa Ana windstorm that could bring gusts of 100 miles an hour to some areas. The National Weather Service going as far as to warn people to stay away from windows.
David, the fire behind me burning so hot you can actually hear it hissing. The entire row of houses here in Pacific Palisades on the street going down in that direction is now on fire. We have not seen a firefighter here. And more bad news for the tens of thousands of residents here in the Pacific Palisades. The winds are forecast to increase tonight and into tomorrow across most of LA County. Millions of people are going to become affected. David.
This is just awful. All right, Matt, you and the crew stay safe.
It is genuinely looking like the end of days in LA this morning. Satellite images today show some jaw-dropping before and afters, with entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. And only 2 days in, without any signs of slowing down, it has already become the most destructive fire ever to hit Los Angeles County. And depending on how bad things get, some reports are even talking about it becoming the most expensive in US history too. This is because just some of the 7 current fires are tearing through some of the most expensive land in the entire country, including the Palisades and the iconic Hollywood Hills. Both are currently 0% contained, with authorities saying currently there is just no possibility of bringing them under control. A bunch of celebrities, including Paris Hilton and Miles Teller, have had their houses burnt to the ground, with actor Steve Guttenberg calling the disaster the Great Equalizer. And just to make matters worse, Pasadena has issued an urgent alert saying that their water might be unsafe to drink, and the LA District Attorney was forced to threaten prosecution of people who are now using the crisis as an opportunity to loot, rob, and scam victims affected by the fire. Total chaos is unfolding in LA right now as 4 separate fires are tearing through the city, creating some absolutely apocalyptic scenes. Tens of thousands of people are being told to urgently evacuate and head to the coast for safety. You have senior patients being wheeled across smoky streets, beds and wheelchairs filling up a car park in Pasadena, people racing to evacuate their homes but then being forced to abandon their cars due to major traffic jams. And then you have bulldozers being forced to clear these cars by smashing them off the road. Passengers leaving LAX posted aerial views of the fire in Pasadena, which CNN report is ripping through an area equivalent to 5 football fields per minute due to strong winds of 60 to 80 miles per hour. Firefighters over the radio said that they're running out of water in some of their hydrants. Looks like we're leaving McDonald's in 2024. And these fires are not discriminating, because Hollywood celebrities are being seen fleeing their multi-million-dollar homes as these fires destroy some of the most expensive land and houses in the entire country.
This evening, 180,000 people are under mandatory evacuation orders. Matt Gutman tonight with one family, and what they found in the ashes when they returned. This was extraordinary. And the serious questions tonight about the water and about early decisions by authorities here.
Tonight, with spot fires still sparking blazes, the Palisades fire is still uncontained. Some families making their way home. We spotted two figures in the rubble of this apartment building.
Is this your safe?
It is. Wanted to get to it before the looters got to it.
Gail McGowan had lived there for 22 years. After her husband died, she was hoping one particular ring had survived the heat.
I mean, I gotta save something. Look at everything else. This is my home right here.
On her way out, she grabbed her phone, nursing scrubs, and little else.
So documents, passport, things like that?
Nothing.
Are somewhere here.
Yeah, mine. Yeah. Everything. Everything.
Minutes later, the fire still flickering, Mario heaving the safe off the building. He left to get a shopping cart and came back with cops on patrol.
You have your ID with you now? You bet.
The officers concerned about looters making sure Gail's ID matches the address of where they are. Then they cracked the safe.
Oh, yeah, way to go.
These your rings?
Yeah, my ring.
Today, authorities announcing the arrest of 20 looters, and we asked the LAPD about it.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. You have million-dollar homes all intact, rows and rows of them. And there's really no way to police this area effectively right now.
At a news conference today, officials pressed on that and a number of other issues. LA Mayor Karen Bass facing criticism for the city's response to the disaster.
When lives have been saved and homes have been saved, we will absolutely do an evaluation to look at what worked, what didn't work, and to correct or to hold accountable any body, department, individual, etc. But my focus right now is on the lives and on the homes.
David, you've been out here on the ground for 2 days now, and you know with all of these homes, the walls disintegrating, the safes laid bare in many cases, and the concern about looting is so intense at this point that the National Guard has been called out to help protect areas under mandatory evacuation orders, those areas also under mandatory curfew after dark. David.
All right, Matt Gutman with us here tonight. Matt, thank you.
And also, the former President Joe Biden also addresses the current situation at hand and why some of the hydrants were not able at a point to give out much water to firefighters in the actions.
What I know from talking to the governor, that there are concerns out there that there's also been a water shortage. The fact is, the utilities understandably shut off power because they're worried the lines that they carried energy were going to be blown down and spark additional fires. But the Cal Fire, when it did that, it cut off the ability to generate pumping the water. That's what caused the lack of water in these hydrants. And so Cal Fire is bringing in generators to get these pumps up and working again so that there's no longer a shortage of water coming out of these hydrants. It's called the Major Disaster Declaration. This declaration allows folks, at the request of the governor, the declaration allows folks who have been impacted to get immediate cash assistance to cover things like everything from groceries to baby formula to prescriptions, because as you've seen and you reported, a lot of these places are burned to the ground. There's not a single thing left in their homes. And so if they contact disasterassistance.gov, anybody's lost anything or anything of consequence, disasterassistance.gov or 1-800-621-3362 to get the kind of help they need for everything from the basics that they don't have access to right now.
You all have seen how Mr. President addressed the issues at hand and the reason why the hydrants are not able to perform as usual. And also, right now, many media outlets are on the grounds checking the situations and the severity of the fire in every community in Southern California, in Los Angeles. So right now, that is the current update on the situation surrounding the wildfire in the USA, Los Angeles. Everything else, I'll keep you updated. Like this video and subscribe to the channel.